Hi everyone, so good to see everybody. A pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for joining. This is the third annual Tikkun Healing, Global Tikkun Healing call, and most everybody will also listen to the recording. So if you listen and join into the recording, welcome as well, because we have people listening in later in Paris and Australia. So we are all over the place and all over the world. But for those who are joining us live, welcome and thank you. Tikkun Healing really started. So what I wanted to do tonight is 4 things. Number 1, give you a couple of updates and new offers and exciting things that are happening in the Tikkun Healing world. Number 2, of course, the main part is the consciousness. And as we're right in the frame of miracle energy in Chanukah, we will talk about that and of course tie it in together to our belief system work and the work that I've done with all of you guys and you continuing to do on your own. So we get some helpful tips and insights how to use this energy and how the energy of Chanukah can help us in our work of belief systems. The third part, we might have a short discussion, so maybe get yourself ready and prepared to share in the third part. And the few of the things that we kind of want to discuss, because it always creates energy when we hear from others. I know I've worked with each and every one of you individually, and there's over 100 people that I worked with this year. And everyone has a story, and everyone is a unique story that we had, limiting beliefs that we want to shed off, and the new story that we want to create. With some of you had only 1 session, with many of you had 2 or 3 sessions. And it's always nice to hear from everyone's experiences, to see that we're in it together and we're doing this together and we're really doing our best to connect to the best version of ourselves. So in the third part, we might have a short discussion just around your soul beliefs, your affirmations that you got from these sessions. How do you work with them? What works for you? What doesn't work for you? How do you use them? How do you empower yourself with that? So it will be interesting to hear a few examples of what works and what doesn't work. In the meantime, think about your soul beliefs and affirmations, and you can share it with everybody. So that's what we'll do in the third part, and we'll close it all off with a powerful meditation. Tonight's meditation will be a manifestation meditation. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready and excited. We will start with a couple of updates and some exciting news that I want to share with you. So first of all, Tikkun Healing is growing and expanding the services. So this year I wasn't just involved in developing it and running it with many students all around, but also part of training more teachers to do the same. So you can get ready and be ready to, not just for yourself, but if you want to share it with your friends, they will have more variety and more options and more teachers to choose from. Just like the Kabbalah Center has many services and astrologers, Kabbalistic astrologers, and we have a variety of amazing Kabbalistic astrologists that students can choose from to have a reading. I'm in the midst of training a handful of more teachers that are amazing in finding and identifying limiting beliefs and working with people one-on-one, just like you did with me. So that's exciting news, just an expansion of it. It will probably kickstart it in February, where we have the services website, and you're going to be able to choose from a variety, not just from Tikkun Healing, but all of the other amazing services that the teachers provide and the expertise in that. In addition to that, some of you know that the Tikkun Healing has expanded in forms of sessions and packages. So it started off as a one-time session, then it led to the main package that I work with people, which is the 3 sessions, which is manifesting your greatness, in which we identify the limiting belief, finding our light, our unique light, and our soul beliefs, empower them, and look into the future and what do we want to create and how do we manifest that. So beside that, there are more packages that have been developed. One of the great ones is Parents and Partners, which we identify limiting beliefs adopted from the family system, not just parents, but really the entire family system. And this is one of my favorite work, because there we can really go deep. And there will be more and more packages created. There's a happiness package, Also one of my favorite subjects for those who know me. So I'm very passionate about that. And just in this year, because Tikkun Healing is fairly new, so we just really started it this year, the beginning of this year in January. And like I said, over 100 souls have shifted their mindset, their belief system, and transforming their life and living a better version of themselves. I can look at many of you here tonight and can see the story of each one and the breakthroughs that we experienced together. And I'm very proud and very happy about this, and knowing that this is just the beginning. So I'm excited about that. And what I wanted to offer you as first time that we're offering that the Kabbalah Center is offering that. Maybe the last, I don't know, because it's a unique offer. It's going to be available for a week, a little over a week, until December 24th. We thought about holiday season and the spirit in the holidays, and giving gifts and giving to offer any one of you that wants to gift Tikkun Healing session, a single Tikkun Healing session. So if you have anyone in mind that could really need it, is open to that, of course, and interested, you can purchase and buy them a session, and you in return will get one for free. Okay? All you need to do is go to the registration link, the usual one that we use on Eventbrite, and you can get the session for your friend, write their name in there in the section where you fill it out, and you get the pleasure to have another session with me for free. So if that's, you know, paying it forward to our friends and sharing that light with them as well. So you're going to get an email about it too as well, just a reminder for you about that. Great. So let's dive into the energy of Chanukah, the energy of miracles, and giving you a few tips and insights and consciousness and how to incorporate this beautiful energy and this miracle mindset into the work that we're doing in regards to belief system and connecting to who we really are, our true identity. So Chanukah, in and by itself, it's a unique, very, very unique type of light. And we are tonight in the seventh night. We light the seventh candle, the seventh day. Tomorrow night is by far the most powerful day. It's an accumulation of all of the light of Chanukah, which is the light of miracles and wonders and breakthroughs beyond limitations. So tonight on the seventh night, the light of Chanukah, one of the unique things about it is that many other windows in time, there's a lot of things that we require to do, need to do in order to connect to the light. What's different on Chanukah is that it's easy and accessible. It's easy and accessible. And the Kabbalists explain, even in the Sfirot, in the Tree of Life, explain that usually there's an elevation. We need to elevate ourselves in order to reach higher levels of consciousness and the Tree of Life reality. On Chanukah, the light comes down to us. There's no other time in the year where the light comes down, even physically, to the being physical. The light comes from Hod to Malchut, from Bina to Malchut. And that's a very unique revelation. What does it mean for us practically, and for all of us that are involved in belief system work, transforming ourselves in that way? When I thought about it, it's sort of the idea that change can happen in an instant. It doesn't have to be difficult. And I come across it a lot myself. I work through this and still at times work through this, and I come across it a lot, especially people that are on a spiritual journey, then that oftentimes we make it more difficult for us than it needs to be. And sometimes it's clothed with very logical and spiritual slogans like, well, isn't it bread of shame? You know, I got to earn it, got to make an effort. And yes, of course, while we have to make an effort, it doesn't mean that it has to be suffering and painful. Oftentimes, we don't want to set that limitation, that imposed limitation, that it has to be difficult. Challenges are part of the game. Effort is part of the game. But there are many, more often than not, there are times where it's supposed to be easy and we make it harder than it's supposed to be, just by having that limited mindset. So if we're at least more open, and this is one of the gifts that we can ask for, on Chanukah, and moving forward in general, to have that in mind, to be able to shift with ease. And that's another great affirmation that we can also use. I want to shift in ease. I am shifting with ease. It's possible to shift with ease. This kind of why not mindset, right? Because if we're thinking in this way, every time when their shift in ease is possible, it will happen. But if we don't think that way, even when it's supposed to happen with ease, we will make it difficult because we believe it's supposed to be difficult. We believe it's supposed to be a struggle. And I'm a firm believer that spiritual work is supposed to be playful, fun, and happy, right? Again, doesn't mean without challenges, doesn't mean without effort, but we get to choose, we get to create and design how we want to do our spiritual work. So why not with ease? Why not with this easy way to do it, right? It doesn't always need to be the hard way. And that's exactly the energy that is available. And remembering that we're drawing down this energy now in Chanukah for the whole year, and this mindset for the whole year, that the miracle that they experienced then, that the same miracle and energy that is available to us now, is that idea of elevation in an instant. Elevation in an instant. How long does it take for darkness to disappear when we turn on the light switch? It's instant, right? Yes, until we find the light switch, it can take time. The process takes time, but the actual elevation is an instant. We see it historically, right? For years, there was certain war between countries. For years, there was a certain mindset, right? And boom, suddenly, the wall in Germany broke down, right? Suddenly, nobody could believe it. I would never believe it, but it happened, right? The elevation happened in an instant. It was a process, but the actual elevation can happen in an instant. That's another mindset that we want to adopt. There's this unique energy in the air now of miracles, of ease, of elevation in an instant. It says that Chanukah is the holiday for the lower, for the fallen, for the benonim, for the mediocre, for the lower ones. Meaning for all of us, right? None of us is a, super spiritually elevated like the author of the Zohar or the Moses or whoever, right? Like, we're the simple people. We're the low. This is our opportunity. This is the opportunity to adopt this mindset, to know that it can be easy. We can skip the process oftentimes. It doesn't need to be that long, just by knowing that it's possible. So to make it practical and to give us also a little tool around that, I like to use questions. Questions are for me a very grounding tool and a tool to set my focus and intention in the right place. And I came across this beautiful question that at times I asked myself today when I had approached something that I knew I need to do, and my first thought was, well, it's going to take time. That's going to be, I don't know how to do this. And then I remembered that question, asked myself that question, and actually shifted, and I was able to do it much faster and with more ease. And the question is, what would it look like if it was easy? Okay, so you have a project, maybe you have a big undertaking and you feel slightly overwhelmed. You ask yourself this question: what would it look like if it was easy? And just think about it. Maybe you imagine it. Maybe you want to write it down and journal about it. Try it. Sometimes it works magic. Because if we just open, like we said, to the possibility that, it could be easy. What would it look like if it was easy? We stop over analyzing and thinking and making it more complicated than needs to be. So try it. Another idea and another unique light that we're connecting to in Chanukah, and again, if you're listening to this recording and it's past Chanukah, don't feel bad, because this energy is available for us. We're planning out the seed for the rest of the year, so we want to continue that stream of thought and consciousness and energy for the rest of the year. On Chanukah, it says we're connecting to the concealed light. The Or Haganuz is called. The Or Haganuz. Concealed light. Without going into too many details, you can learn more about it in many of the classes on Chanukah that we have on Kabbalah.com. You can learn more about the secrets behind it. Maybe you did. There's many aspects to look at it and what the concealed light is. One of them is it's literally what it sounds like. It's light that is concealed. So connecting to the concealed light is giving us access to have certainty in times when the light is concealed from us. So when we connect to the light of Chanukah, today, tomorrow is the last day, we meditate to draw from this concealed light, meaning that for the rest of the year, there will always gonna be, and that's a given, that's just a natural progress of life, that there are times when there is a revelation of light, and those are the times when we have clarity, and we're inspired naturally, and we get the answers, and we feel connected to our purpose, and we're happy. And there are times of concealment, as Rav Ashlag says. And it's the time in concealment that matters most, where most of our spiritual growth can be experienced. And in order to make it through successfully in the times of concealment, how successful we are depends on how much we are connected to our organus, to the concealed light. It means to be able to maintain certainty when physical reality shows me there is no certainty, right? Because that's when the actual test is, that's when it matters the most. But another, in regards to our work on belief system and shifting our mindset and connecting to our soul beliefs and our true identity, I also thought about it in a different way, probably for the first time this year, that each and every one of us has our own personal concealed light. Which means what? You know, it says about the great Baal Shem Tov, which was a huge master Kabbalist that lived around 200 years ago, miracle maker, high elevated soul, beautiful soul. And it says, you know, in the beginning it wasn't so known, but at some point he revealed himself and became more known, and he had literally tens of thousands of followers. And you know, the Hasidic movement still, he is the founder of it, so there are still to this day thousands and upon thousands of, maybe millions of followers. So he became very known and is still very known today. And yet the students of the Baal Shem Tov said after his passing, he said that he was one of the concealed, the hidden tzaddikim, the hidden righteous souls. And the Kabbalists asked, like, it's not true. He wasn't concealed at all. He wasn't hidden at all. He was actually very known. And his students answer, well, a certain light of his was revealed that was very powerful. But if we would know, if we would have any idea who this soul really was and how powerful this soul really was, we would still consider him to be a concealed tzaddik, because we didn't really, even what we've seen is nothing compared to how great his soul really was. So this is a story about a great soul, about a great righteous person, but that is also true for each and every one of us. We might not believe it, we might not see it, but it's true for each and every one of us. Whatever greatness of ours is already revealed is nothing in comparison to the greatness, the true greatness of each and every one of our soul and the potential of our soul. So in other words, the concealed light is the light that we haven't revealed yet, that is inside of us, right? For those of you who did the second session with me in the Manifesting Your Greatness package, that's what we're focusing on, right? Finding our light. Finding our light. And it's a process, right? Just like we want and we would need to dig into finding the limiting belief, it doesn't require, and probably even more important, to dig and find our light. And you'll be surprised, I come across it more often than not, it's more difficult for people. It's more difficult, and there's more resistance oftentimes, and fears in actually finding our light than finding our darkness. Because the darkness is more familiar and oftentimes feels more comfortable, believe it or not. So we want also now, until taking this energy into the following year, into 2021, this idea of, I want to commit, right? People are making resolutions now, New Year's resolution. This should be on the top of our goals this year. What am I committed to this year? I'm committed to finding my light, appreciating that light, nurturing that light, and bring more of that light from concealed to become revealed. From concealed to become revealed. Starting with me, because I cannot reveal it to others if I don't see it myself, starting with me. If we don't slightly feel more overwhelmed by our light and our potential, let's say in 3 months, in 6 months, and we look back and say, wow, I found so much more light, then we're not on the right track as far as our spiritual work. It's also true for constantly finding new things about what we need to change and get excited about it. That's also true. But it's also true as far as our light, constantly looking deeper and deeper and deeper. No, the teacher of the Rav Berg, Rabban Wein, told the Rav in one of the letters that the whole reason why the Kabbalah Center was founded, so that people will look inside, so that people will look inside and do their spiritual work inside, and give them the wisdom and the tools and the path to look inside and reflect and see. Seeing what? Certainly there are parts in us that needs correction, but that doesn't need to be 90% of our focus. That can be maybe 20% of our focus. And then the rest of the time, we're looking inside to find the light. 80% of our time, energy, focus, direction, finding more of our light, owning that, being appreciative for this gift. I know it's not mine, it was given to me. I meant to do with it something. I want to be of service with that. But I don't want to play small this year. I want to find my light and reveal it, make it the concealed light to become the revealed light. Very important, very important. So let's take a few moments now, and you can feel free to unmute yourself. I warned you before that we'll have a short discussion and maybe interaction together around our soul beliefs, around the affirmations that you've been given in your session and were encouraged to continue to work with. More so if you did the second session with me, we worked on it more specifically, but even in the first one, you had a takeaway with your affirmations and soul beliefs. So if any of you would like to share with us what were yours, maybe begin with that. And it could also inspire others that listening to that. It's always good to share because we always have things in common. And how you're using them. How do you empower yourself? How do you empower your light with those soul beliefs and affirmation? So who would like to go first? Feel free to unmute yourself.
Okay, I'll go first. I started Kabbalah November 2019, and I must say Kabbalah 1 is where my head always goes back to. I've done 2, and I did 2 twice. I'm not ready for 3 yet, but I basically I think my little internal synopsis is go big with the light or go home.
Okay, I like it.
And it's just me, like I'm either in, and if I'm in, go big. So whenever I find myself in a situation, I don't know why or how, that's what you teach me, but I know that I have done exactly what I've been, I don't want to say instructed, because I don't feel that anybody at Kabbalah, any of the instructors instruct. I think you all make suggestions, and we take those however they work for us, and however we can apply them to our own situations, because nobody knows that better than we do. But I feel that what has really been a big shift is my attitude.
Awesome.
And it, to me, I may not succeed at something, but my attitude towards it has been very it's been so much healthier than it was before I started Kabbalah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Vivian. Anyone else about the affirmation and soul beliefs and how they use them to empower themselves? Even those that are not on the video and just have audio, you're also welcome to engage with us wherever you might be.
Okay, I'll talk.
Hi, Karen.
So something we were talking about just yesterday, I have a lot of stuff with commitments and safety and, being safe. And something I really learned was just this whole idea of the parents' connection and the family connection to the light. That was so big for me. I've never even heard that before. And it just really opened up my eyes so much for not only me, but for my kids too, and my whole family just branching out, how connected we are. So I don't know if, you can explain it better than I can, but basically just that if we have beef with our parents or whatever, that sort of causes a blockage. And I not only have it with my dad, but my kids with their dad. And I thought, oh my, look at that, so simple to fix. And that could be what's blocking everything.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Karen.
That's
Yeah,
right.
Karen and I worked a lot on family and our connection to parents. It's something that I've been incorporating more and more just because I see how important it is and how effective it is. And it's something that we specifically focus on in the parents and partners session, the 3 session there. We are a piece of our parents. And when our relationship with them, regardless of what they've done to us or didn't give us, the way we view them affects our life tremendously, whether we believe it or not, would like to believe it or not, it does. And so when there's a blockage there, it blocks the flow of life coming from them to us. And it can manifest itself in various ways. It can manifest in our relationship, it can manifest itself in our self-esteem, it can manifest in our ability to love ourselves and love others, it can manifest itself financially, it can manifest itself health-wise, in literally every possible way. It won't manifest itself in every single way, but you can tell if you dig a little bit deeper into that. So yes, Karen and I worked on shifting that, opening that up, and I'm so happy, Karen, that you see the difference and you can feel the change. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to share? Say our last one, maybe.
I can share 3 of the affirmations that I use that have been helpful. And the Creator is protecting me, and I can trust the Creator. I can trust myself making the right choices, and it is safe to move forward. So those are 3 affirmations I received in order to change my belief systems, and it has helped tremendously.
Wonderful. How do you use them these days, Ophelia?
Well, I'm starting a business. So I'm moving forward on that, and I'm in the process of completing a training class for that business. So it's moving ahead very well.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. Thanks for sharing, everybody. So thank you very much. What we'll do is we'll move into and transition into the meditation. And will be a very short and simple guided meditation to help us awaken appreciation and awakening the image of what we want to manifest for this coming year. We're starting a new Gregorian year, and so that's always a good time simply because, not because Kabbalistically or energetically that there's something as far as a window in time on January 1st on the Kabbalistic calendar, but I believe just the fact that most of the people in the world are thinking about that, that collective mindset is awakening something. Everybody's thinking about, you know, their goals and this new year and starting new. So with this energy, and anyway, it's always a good idea to do that. We want to set our intention for that. So let's get in the zone, and feel free to close your eyes. Okay. As we have our eyes closed, we're allowing ourselves to be in this moment, focusing our attention to our breath, bringing our attention to the bottoms of our feet, our legs, our solar plexus, our heart, our shoulders, and our throat to soften, our eyes to soften, our muscles to relax, connecting to this natural rhythm of our breath. So we're taking breaths in through our nose and slowly out our mouth. We see this from our top of our head, this stream of energy bursting out from our crown, forming a beautiful ball of light above our space. As we place ourselves into this ball of light, feeling safe and at peace, see how easy it is for you to go up, out into the sky, floating in your ball of light. And see and feel how easy it is for you to go further up into the atmosphere, traveling through the Milky Way. As this stargate is opening up above you, and you've been taken in your ball of light up through the gate. Travel higher and higher to beautiful lights and beautiful layers of energy, till you gaze up and seeing this beautiful golden layer, traveling up through this golden layer, finding yourself in this surrounding with light that makes you feel at peace. Allowing yourself to rest here for a moment. Taking in the simplicity that resides here, the quiet and the peace. I would like for you to think about 3 things that you appreciate. We imagine them and bring them to our awareness one by one. So starting with the first one. So the first thing comes to your mind that you're truly grateful for. Maybe an experience, something that most people take for granted perhaps. Maybe a relationship. Feel the gratitude for it, how blessed you are to have it. What a gift it is that you have it. Next, think about an experience that you had. Something that led to something else, perhaps, that happened to come to fruition that you're truly grateful for. Feel it in your heart. What is an experience that you had? You're so overwhelmed by of appreciation. And now think of a third moment, any time in your life, recent or a long time ago, just a moment that you were just in complete awe, connection, and gratitude. Childbirth, marriage, vacation, nature. What was a moment where you just felt in awe, connected and happy, grateful? I want you to be in that moment. Feel it, experience it. Now I would like to invite you to bring up to your mind, to your essence, to this place that we're in now, something that you would like to manifest for this coming year. Something that you want to create, that you want to do, that you want to build, that you want to be of service for. Something of value to you and others that you're inspired by. What is that thing? See it happening. Don't imagine it how you think it would happen. See it happen the way you want it to happen. Everything. Be there, see it, feel it. Now think about a second thing is important for you. You would love to come to be revealed this year. Come to fruition and be manifested this year. Big or small, doesn't matter. Imagine yourself, other people that are involved, the good feelings that are aroused through the process and lessons that are being learned throughout the process, and the joy that it brings to you and others manifesting your dream. Now a third thing can be at your work, financially, relationship, personal growth, breakthroughs, family, love, whatever it might be. Put yourself there as if it's already happened. Bring the focus back to you, your heart, your energy. Feel the support, the light around you. Feel the joy and the excitement. Almost like it's already all there and you're allowed to celebrate it. With this gratefulness in your heart and the joy, you wrap yourself back up in your ball of light as you travel back down through the golden layer, down through the other layers of energy, out through the gate, back through the Milky Way, seeing planet Earth. As you fly above your country, float above your city, soft landing to the here and now, the seat beneath you, feeling into your body, remembering the room around you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. That was awesome. Great. So, one of the things I could recommend you to do with this manifestation meditation is for you to write down, and if I were you, I would do it now or after this call, even just to take 5 minutes, and write down, what's the next action I can take? What's the next action that I can take that will bring me one small step closer to manifesting my goal? And you don't need to cover all three. You can pick one of them that you had in mind in your meditation, or you can create or write down one step for each, up to you. But it always starts with one step, right? We don't have to have it all figured out. That's our ego trying to be perfect and having the answers for everything. Life is not designed in that way, right? We don't need to have it all figured out. We don't need to have 10 steps ahead figured out. All we need to know is being present, knowing the direction, being present and called and see and be willing to act upon the next step, the next action. And then that action will reveal something else, and then I will be ready to act upon that, right? So always looking at the next action that I can take now, not 10 steps. So it's good. We're talking about manifestation. It starts with the mind, starts with seeing it, awakening gratitude, seeing it, write down what is an action I can take now, or I can take tomorrow, or I can take in the next week that I know will bring me one step closer. Okay. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much. Remembering the special offer, give a gift of a Tikkun Healing session to your friend and get one for free, expires December 24th. Thank you so much for joining, each and every one of you. Had such meaningful insights and connection with you, and can share so many great stories with you. And let's looking forward to another great year. 2020 was interesting. We'll create our own 2021, God willing, with lots of miracles. So thank you again so much, and see you all soon.